And welcome back. So, Chime 2026, the most disturbing 45 minutes in horror. There's a moment in Chime that will genuinely stay with you, not because it's loud, not because it's flashy, but because of how cold it is. Kiyoshi Kurosawa, the mind behind Cure and Pulse, returns with a 45-minute horror film that proves once again he doesn't need jump scares to terrify you, he just needs silence and something slightly off. The story follows Takuji, a cooking teacher living a quiet and routine life. Everything feels normal, controlled, almost too clean, until one of his students says something strange. He asks, "Can you hear the chime?" A distant sound, barely noticeable, but according to him, it's screaming. At first, it feels like just another eccentric student, something you would brush off, but then, without warning, he takes a knife and calmly drives it onto his throat. And just like that, the film tells you exactly what kind of horror this is. Because Chime isn't about ghosts or curses or anything you can explain, it's about how fragile reality really is. From here, the film becomes deeply unsettling, not through action but through atmosphere. Everything is sterile, the classroom, kitchen, even Matsuko's home. Clean lines, white surfaces, perfect order, and yet violence seeps into it. Slowly, quietly, like it was always there, just waiting. Kurosawa uses only a few locations: a classroom, a home, and a restaurant. That's it. But instead of feeling small, it feels suffocating, like the world is closing in. There's also an undercurrent here about modern life, isolation, frustration, men competing for jobs that barely exist, a system that quietly wears people down. Matsuko himself feels off, restless, disconnected, like he's already on the edge of something, and that's what makes the film so disturbing. Because it suggests something terrifying, that evil isn't external, it's already here, beneath the surface, in everyday life. Unlike typical horror films, Shine refuses to explain anything. No backstory, no rules, no solution. You don't get a cursed object to destroy or a ghost to defeat. You just sit with it, and by the end, there's no closure, no relief, just this lingering feeling that something is wrong and you don't know why. Even the title becomes unsettling. A chime is usually something soft, peaceful, harmless, but here it's a warning, something distant, something you can barely hear until it's too late. Final verdict: a minimal, haunting, and deeply disturbing horror experience that prove less is truly more. Not for everyone, but unforgettable if it clicks. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.